Hi friends, David here from Above AVL and Learn Stage Lighting. And in this video, we're looking at some fixtures from ColorKey. We're looking at the Mover Halo Spot, one of their mini moving heads. Gonna show it to you, gonna kind of compare it to some of their bigger fixtures and let you see some of the differences and how this could be a good fit for your needs if you're like a small gigging band or a DJ. Let's dive in. One of the things that first caught my attention with ColorKey when we got approached by them to start carrying their fixtures and really start checking them out was they offer these mini moving headlights. I'm going to start opening this one, get you into the box a little bit. And the really cool thing about it is their price points are like really not that much more expensive than the really cheapo generic stuff that you might find on different websites like Amazon. And, you know, instead of it being like a cheap no-name fixture where if you go to try to buy another one in a couple months, you might get something completely different where the channels don't match up. It's like, hey, you've got something, got documentation, it's got consistency. You know, if you buy one months later, they're promising, hey, the colors, the gobos, the features, they're all going to be the same. It's going to respond the same. You can add it to your rig for more. And that's what I like to see. Not only that, it's got a full 2-year warranty, as ColorKey has some really good feature sets. And so let's dive in and take a look at this guy. So in the box, you've got, first of all, as you can see here, nice foam. If you intend to use this foam, like when you're storing these lights, you don't buy the bag with them, you know, you just take them down occasionally. There's nothing I hate more than the styrofoam, the regular styrofoam that breaks apart. I appreciate good foam in a packaging because it makes everybody's life easier. Or if you keep the packaging and then you sell it to somebody later, you can pack it all up and it's not just like a huge mess of random bad styrofoam everywhere. So what we've got here basically is a mini moving head spot on a little mini moving head base, same base as the wash hex that we've looked at before, the mover wash hex. And it comes with a typical Omega bracket with some screws. Again, for a fixture this size, completely typical. You know, you're not doing professional grade live production where you need quick disconnects on that stuff. Looking at the unit itself, we've got a nice focus ring here on the front to be able to set a manual focus for the light for making those gobos nice and crisp. We've also got this LED ring. We'll see if it's cheesy or cool. And then we've got DMX 3-pin in and out, as well as a IEC cable. And you can see that here, over here. There we go. And so let's go ahead, power this guy up and see what we think. So I'm actually going to use this power cable because I've got everybody else powered up, and see we've got it in a cool sound active mode or something because we haven't addressed it yet. Already looks pretty nice, but set to 45. Looks like it's in the right mode. Yep, got it in 12 channel. Beautiful. All right. So overall, you know, pretty good little mini moving head build and a, you know, killer price point on these things. Let's take a look at it, how it performs. So it is a, look at the box, really nice and narrow spot, which is typical for a mini moving head like this. And so the good thing about that is that, you know, even though it's shorter on brightness compared to say something like their Mover Spot 150, because it's pretty narrow, it still has some punch to it. For example, let's just take our Mover Spot 150 here. We're going to pull color, gobo, prism all out of it. Okay, it's pointing straight out. You know, this mover spot is pointing straight out. When I compare the two at a distance, yeah, you know, this mover halo spot is probably half the brightness, right? But it's a mini moving head. It's a lot cheaper and it works in situations where you don't need something as bright, right? So what are those situations, David? Well, let's talk about it. Looking at the feature set, it's, you know, a nice, no, it's not a 25 degree, it's probably a 15-degree spot. So it gives you a nice little punchy spot where you can see the brightness. You know, this is going to be for your small venue stages where it's pretty dark and you don't have a ton of lighting. These are going to really punch through like a small club or out in the audience at a small club, etc. One thing I've noticed, like pretty much all the other ColorKey fixtures, is it's really not very loud. You know, there's some noise to it, but it's not all that loud. And I think that's the biggest thing you're going to see versus a cheaper fixture is like, okay, you've got these cheap fixtures that If you want to buy more later, you're going to have consistency problems. That's well documented pretty much across the board everywhere. It's not just me saying it. But you get a better quality fixture. You know, you get better quality power supplies and internals. And also just the amount of fan noise coming out of these is really minimal, and that matters for a lot of people in a lot of atmospheres. You know, this could be great too in like a children's ministry area of a church, because again, you just need something that's got some color, some punch, some brightness. This does that. It looks nice in haze. So let's look at the features. So we've got a nice color wheel here. You can see as I pop through the colors, and split colors. Yay! It does split colors, and it does a pretty good job, as you can see. There's just a little bit of black between the split colors. I'll go ahead and show you that here. So you can see on these split colors, we've got just a little bit of black between them, but overall not bad. This is a good point to look at the gobos and the focus, and then we'll look at them in haze, okay? So we've got a number of gobos here, I believe 7. You know, it's a non-rotating gobo wheel, typical for a fixture. Hope I made gobo shake, my apologies. So my console had the default to the middle open slot. These gobos look really nice. As mentioned, there's a focus ring on the front, so you can gently get in there and adjust the focus to either brighten it, or most of the time to either soften it, or as I mentioned, make it nice and, oops, sorry, buddy. Being a smaller fixture too, if you accidentally move it like that, it's not going to auto recorrect. And so if you need the pan and tilt to be accurate after you adjust that focus ring, then just power it off, power it back on. It'll come back right where it needs to be. But for now, we're just going to do it manually. And so you can see through the air, it looks really nice. It's got a nice beam projection, even in this blue and yellow. And here, I'll try to tighten up that beam a little, sharpen it up. You can see it will sharpen up with that focus. Got a good selection of gobos that we're really happy with. It's looking good on camera. You know, it's a fish that I'm liking. As mentioned, it's got, you know, good selection of gobos, colors including split colors. I like split colors. Really, the only thing that I'm seeing missing here is it doesn't have a prism. Okay, so it's got strobe. Of course, it's an LED. You know, it's got intensity, so it'll fade up, and just gently fade it down with my mouse here. Not bad at all. Not bad in terms of dimmer. Actually, let's put an effect on it. I don't trust my mouse movement. So there we go. Turn it on, turn it off. It's pretty good in terms of how well it dims. It looks pretty nice. In terms of movement, let's take a look at that. Just get this guy moving. It's got a really solid movement speed. Kind of what you'd expect. Moves pretty precisely. We like that. Let's take a look at the LED ring. Like probably most inexpensive fixtures, I believe I've got it sitting here in color. You know, it has an LED ring around the outside that doesn't really have super meaningful control. So with most fixtures like this that have like this little ring, and we'll point it towards camera 2 there as well, you can turn it off. There's static colors that you can choose. And then there's this auto operation where I'll turn off the, well, you can see it. In the auto operation, it's got some macros that bounce between different colors and, you know, has some pixel breakups. Looks cool. Again, you know, it's not something that's controllable. You know, it's controllable via DMX, but you can't fade it in and fade it out. You don't have intensity control. You don't have individual controller control. You know, it's a cool gimmick that you can use, but it's not going to fade in nice, but you can use it in your shows and events. So ultimately, who is the ColorKey Mover Halo Spot good for? It's good for those kinds of people that have a small venue or a children's ministry space, a club, an exhibit, where you need to, in a dark area, have a spot unit. So something that's bright, that's got a defined edge, that has gobo patterns and colors, and has the ability to move around and look cool. This is a really great option of a mini moving head. If you start to get a little more brightness and you want kind of a more professional show where things are a little smoother, you've got some more feature options, and you have that a little more punch to it where things really punch through, then you definitely want to look up to like their Mover Spot 150 or another similar unit, or their Mover Beam 100, that these fixtures have a little more punch, but you know, you can't beat the price point of a little mini moving head like this. It's all about finding the best thing for your needs, which is what we do every day at Above AVL. If you like what you see here, then you'll love Above AVL, because our sales experts, everybody that is on the sales team who just is not commissioned, they're just people that just want to help you. And so, whatever product is the right fit, they're going to recommend it, because we don't do incentives to promote one manufacturer or another. We just want to listen to you, find what you need, help you get it. If that sounds good to you, head over, either fill out our contact form, let us know what you're looking for, or add some stuff to your cart and request a quote. Let us know what kind of lighting you do. Feel free to send pictures, and we'll look at your space and give you our opinion of what's going to be the best fit. It could be this, or it could be something else. Either way, we want to help you and earn your business for life for your lighting, as well as your audio and video wall needs over at aboveavl.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.